He's an investment banker. He does real estate. His first time looking at a camera is already giving me gyan. Sit left, sit right.
So where do I look, yeah?
Where does he look?
Look at you, look at him, or look at this camera.
That's
camera
yours.
is here.
Am I even visible in the camera? Good afternoon, Mr. Swamy. Lovely to have you and always a pleasure to meet you. Mostly we meet in the evenings. This is one of the rare few occasions that we meet in India and during the afternoon. Right? How have you been, sir?
Oh, good. I've been here from yesterday. Last 2 nights I've not slept. So this night is going to be easy for me.
But you're looking bright and chirpy as always. As always. So before we get into the IPOs, which you've so successfully concluded, let's talk about the IAA Voice of Change. How did this start and what it's culminated into something so beautiful today? So,
Okay, Voice of Change, the way it is put together is hardly 2 years old.
right.
But the concept behind gender sensitivity, gender sensitization started in IAA 11 years ago. We had a seminar, full day seminar called WOW, Violence on Women. And we
WOW,
had
which is Violence on
Women.
Okay.
And it was a full day event. At the time we partnered with UNICEF and Population First, largely. And we had a house full of 200-300 people participating. Industry leaders from agencies, movie houses, TV channels, all of them were there to speak and to share their views on how they are making a difference in getting the gender equality going. So that's how it started 11 years ago.
Wow. Wow. Absolutely wow. So it's been an initiative for a long time now.
No, so 11 years ago we did this, and we also did one more thing. At the time we launched marketing research to understand from advertisers and agencies how they are being sensitive in portrayal of women in communication. And we discovered total happiness. The sensitivity on how it should be portrayed is pretty high, and they're very conscious of what they can and cannot do. So that was a very good starting point.
Very good.
That was 11 years ago.
That's very impressive.
2 years ago, of course, we've been doing this on and off thereafter, but never branded it as IAA Voice of Change.
Yes.
So 2 years ago, we branded this as IAA Voice of Change, and there's been no looking back. We now have very, very sharply focused two women, Nina Jaipuria and Megha Tata, who have been doing nothing but breathing, distilling sense into all of our heads on what we should do. Because Gina Davis, researcher, also comes in very handy.
Yes.
And that's again one of the important inputs that we've been using to actually drive this agenda forward.
Brilliant. I think it's a fantastic initiative, and I love the name WOW, right? And how to go against
Now it's become Voice of Change, sir. Now it's become WOC.
Now this Voice of Change, absolutely. The Voice of Change is a great initiative, and not only that, I've recently gotten associated with IAA, but I think this would be one of the flagship tentpoles that you have. And as part of the IAA, I don't think it should be limited only to an annual event, and maybe you could scale it up to smaller towns and a relatively tier 2, tier 3, where the need for the voice of women, voice of change, is definitely much more important here. Do you agree with that?
So let me step back from what I was saying. International Advertising Association is a global body.
Yes.
It's present in 56 countries. And they have adopted DII as an important requirement as way forward in promoting diversity, inclusion, equity, and all that. And one of the peckstone, the way forward for IAA. So the global IAA has adopted this as something that they want to be pursuing. But India has gone several notches ahead. While they've been talking about it, we've had this Voice of Change 2 years ago. Then we have the third edition, as you know, that's happening in Google. We had one more edition in Bombay last year.
Yes.
And of course, we have 2 summits, IAA Voice of Change Summit in Hyderabad.
Yes.
We had one Voice of Change Summit in Chennai.
Sure.
In Madras Management Association. We are taking this as a major event in agency offices. We have Leo Burnett, FCB,
Yes.
Saatchi and Saatchi,
Yes.
Famous Innovations,
Yeah.
K Swamy.
Yes.
All of these companies have also had their own
Yeah.
in-house roadshows
Yes.
to bring about this voice of change.
Fantastic.
So,
Let's work together and take Voice of Change to a bigger
It is.
bigger
It is
platform,
it is going
more
up.
places and across the country.
Absolutely.
Right? But my cue for the next question, you said it, K Swamy. Right? And I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, struggling entrepreneur when it comes to you. What does it take to get an IPO? I'm completely digressing, but you've closed a very, very successful IPO and we celebrated that together. I think that was in Penang. Right?
The IPO journey is pretty long. Okay. You need to have preparation. But first of all, you need to have scale. Okay. Then you need to have profitability. Then you need to have the right partners to actually help you promote it.
Yes.
In terms of merchant bankers, what I call. And you can either go, if you're a small company, you can go to SME board, which is very easy. Then it's only stock exchange approval is required. You don't need to go to SEBI.
Yes.
But if you want to go for the main board, then SEBI approval is required. SEBI approval itself will take 6 to 8 months.
Right.
Paperwork is horrendous, but that's a journey that we decided to undertake. So we believe we have the size, we have the profitability that we need, and we also said we will not go to SME board, we'll only go to the main board.
Wow.
So we therefore the first company in India in the marketing services space to go to the main board of Indian
Congratulations. I think that was a very, very successful. And thank you for the party that we had that evening in Penang. Now, how do the investor expectations change? Right? Does it put you in a lot of obligation now?
We have to keep an eye on the performance of the company. There's no point in letting up on the performance because the investors are backing you based on the performance that you have promised in the past, what you've shown in the past, and what you'll do in the future. Though I can't do any forward-looking statements, they expect that the progression will be steady, growth will be there, profitability will rise.
Yes.
All of that is something that they want you to show quarter on quarter.
Yeah.
And that's something that of course, as a culture, we don't want to do any manipulation, but
Yeah.
but we have to make sure the performance is certainly there every quarter.
Yes.
So otherwise, your stock will get beaten down.
Yeah. Tell me about maintaining high performance teams. So with the example of the company that I run, when we started off with a team of 5 people, and now that we've grown, but the efficiencies as you scale up are mostly inversely proportional, right? Do you see that in the K Swamy group? One. And my second question, I'll give you a cue now. How hands-on are you involved in the business, or a lot of it is now getting managed by the next generation?
No,
Said if I'm right.
No, I'm saying I think it's important for us to, if you want to be really scaling up your business, you can't be doing everything yourself. Okay, you have to delegate. And fortunately for us, the top 50 employees of the company have been with us for more than 15 years.
Yeah.
So that actually gives you the strength and the depth that the organization requires to actually delegate, to plan ahead in terms of performance.
Yes.
So you need to have the depth of talent,
Yeah.
and the loyalty that goes with it.
Sorry to cut you, but what's your average among the people who've been with you, the senior people who are the key drivers?
17 years they've been with us. Last top 50 people have been with us on average 17 years.
And are you directly involved with them, everyday engagement, talking and all?
The direct report is to me.
Direct report is you.
Okay, will not leave me. I'm very proud to say.
Wow.
Okay, direct reportees will they come and they feel awkward to come and tell me they want to leave.
Yeah.
Because that's how we deal with them.
Yes.
More as a colleague, friend.
Yeah.
So it's important to build that relationship with people.
Very good. It's so nice because it is very inspiring to see IPOs coming out in such successful IPOs as K Swamy Group. What's your advice for young aspiring leaders? I don't know if I can include that number.
I think there is no magic wand.
There's no magic wand. There's no shortcut.
There's no shortcut. There's hard work, grow the business, show performance on the ground, and then automatically everything else will follow. My personal advice is try and go to the main board, not the SME board.
Go to the main board.
There is always, it's more difficult to go to the main board, but there's a lot more quality investors you'll get in the main board. You don't have speculative investors in the main board.
Brilliant. That's again, you've given me the cue for the next question. Will you help us with an IPO in case we go? Will you mentor us for that, Mr. Swamy?
We have spoken about it before, and I
Yes,
said
we
I'll
have.
be happy to.
No, I wanted to get this on record so I can hold you responsible. Thank you for the lovely chat. Sorry, you were saying something, sir.
No,
You're
no,
saying
no.
something.
I've only told you that I will, I'm quite be happy to, guide you. So I use the word guide.
Yeah,
I can't do more than that.
yeah.
So certainly.
There's a lot. The next generation that I put it, and I'm part of that. The next means after me, that they need to figure out about the fact that there is no shortcut. You got to
There's no
struggle your way
shortcut.
through.
Hard work has
There is
never
no
been achieved by a shortcut.
There is no shortcut. And what is more inspiring to know, you're the second person I'm saying that to, Mr. Swamy. The other gentleman is also Mr. Swamy, Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, right? So we had him on this chat last year. And at the same thing, you guys are just so full of energy. On the health side, how do you manage that?
I give 2 hours of time to my body. I walk for 1 hour, 1 hour yoga and meditation. So that's something that I have developed the discipline. 6:30, 7:30 walk, 7:30, 8:30 yoga meditation.
So my question, to remain bright, is it important to align with nature?
I think walking the treadmill is boring. Walking in the nature is the best way to actually adopt it. And I've been grateful to Lord that I have a good garden, and I heard birds chirping in the morning when I walk. It's a lovely atmosphere.
Absolutely. So my key two takeaways that I would like to pass on to my colleagues and my kids and a lot of people that I interact with is, one, obviously there is no shortcut. You've got to struggle your way through into the entire process.
And sweat the details.
And sweat the details. Absolutely. Sweat the details. That's so important. And above all, maintain a good health. And if you've got the right health, you've got the right energy, that's what you will look like. He looks like 60, but I don't want to disclose his age, right? You want to say that? No, he don't.
25.
Huh?
25.
25, that's what it is. So we remain 25 for a long, long time. Thank you so much, Mr. Swamy. Always a pleasure to chat up with you. And thank you, Roshni, for the lighting from Republic.